Good morning out there. I am Josie Devlin and I'm welcoming you to the Unity of Flagstaff Sunday service. We are glad you are with us and hope you stick around and come back for a whole lot more. We have some thank yous and some announcements for everyone today. First of all, we'd like to thank everyone again that attended the Easter service last Sunday. It was wonderful to see everyone in their bodily form and not through a Zoom. Be nice when we can get together and see your whole face without masks. We also want to thank you to those that participated in our blood drive. It's very helpful for this community. We would also like to thank all those people for the school supply donations for Kellogg School. They are very grateful. So now for our announcements. Our annual meeting on Zoom, April 18th. But at least you won't have your masks on. Link is on the website. You can find it. Ballots need to be mailed or dropped off at the sanctuary at 1800 South Milton by April 18th. You can drop them off Monday through Saturday, anytime from 10 a.m. to midnight. I don't know who's staying up that late. Anyway, you can auto tithe as well. Consider this especially before you get going here and there and yonder, now that we're getting some freedom as things start to open up. You can go to our webpage at www.unityofflagstaff.org and sign up for the auto tithe. Now, this is a question more than an announcement. How do you feel about outdoor services at the church? It was so good to come together at Easter and see everyone. We might as well take advantage of this good weather while we can. So let Reverend Penny know your thoughts. You can go to the webpage and both the email and phone is there, and Reverend Penny is looking forward to hearing your thoughts on this subject. Today, Reverend Penny is taking the day off. And we are going to be blessed to have Steve Dohse with us today. He will be speaking on Spring Forth, a New Life, a New Creation. You can look for his talk and all of our other messages on Unity of Flagstaff YouTube channel. Steve's humor and eclectic background delights the mind to think again. Steve is the owner of the White Dove Coffee Shop and Save Homes. Steve is a part of this community, and we here at the Unity of Flagstaff are grateful for him to be part of this.
When I was a boy each week, Sunday we would go to church, pay attention to the priest. He would read the holy word, consecrate the holy bread, everyone kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two. Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad that miracles don't happen still. But now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Wine and water is not so small, but even better magic trick. Say anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips. But now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down. But I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Read a questioning child's face and say it's not a testament. That'd be very hard to say. See another new morning come and say it's not a sacrament. I tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood and saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush, singing like a scripture verse. Made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out, how things have changed since then, 'cause everything is holy now. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down. But I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now.
So, Reverend Penny asked me to do a short little inspirational talk, and I always have a hard time with those because I don't find myself really inspiring, but that's okay. But when she said, and told me what Steve's talk was about, spring forth, a new life, new creation, I was like, okay, I'll think about it. And I took my puppy for a walk. So those of you that know me know I have a little 7-month-old golden doodle named Paisley. Paisley sees the world as if everything is brand new. When we had all the snow on the ground, she would leap from snowbound to snowbound, dig her head into the snow and come up covered in snow. Now, she has spent most of her life with me when it was snowing. And so now that the snow has disappeared, she has found a whole new world. Everything is a new smell, a new flower, a new person, now that we can be outside because it's not freezing cold. And as I was thinking about an inspirational talk and walking this puppy, I thought, that's what it is. If we could all see the world as a puppy sees the world, or as a young toddler sees the world, that is the epitome of a new creation or a new life or springing forth. And as we have moved into this season of springtime, and you see the flowers starting to bud out, and you see the trees budding out, try to keep an idea and see the world through a puppy's eyes, and you'll see the world in a whole new way. Now, please settle in for a moment for this short meditation with Reverend Penny.
Thank you for joining us for this moment of meditation. Thank you for recognizing the power of meditation, an opportunity to quiet our minds, quiet our hearts, and just allow our soul to catch up with us. So I invite you now just to recognize the sounds around you, the space that you're in, and acknowledge that you are safe, and rest. Take a deep breath, hold it at the top, and then release. At your level of comfort, close your eyes, or possibly just a soft, steady gaze. This is your time. Another deep breath, and we release it, that we might be transformed in this time, that we might find a connection deeper, a connection more serene and more divine. And we breathe. And we release. And I invite you now be present in this moment. And know that in every moment is the opportunity for a rebirth, for a reset, a reboot, if you will. And we open our minds and we open our hearts to the possibilities. We say thank you, Spirit, for this place, for this time. And we breathe. We affirm in our thoughts that we are one with all that is good. That we are the seed of the divine, looking to express as that. In this time of quiet, we recognize and notice our own growth. We recognize and we notice our connection with the vitality of life, with the opportunity to expand. And we breathe. We move into a place of gratitude for this healthy, strong mind, for this vibrant, beating heart, for a body that allows us to be the expression of spirit. And we breathe into that gratitude, into We align now with the co-creation, the power of our co-creating with Spirit. We open our eyes and our minds and our hearts to all that is possible in this moment and in each moment hereafter. We are the seed of the divine, ever seeking and creating that expression. And we breathe. We welcome the knowing of being one with the I Am, being one with the divine, and being one with all. We see the power of our rebirth and our growth, and we know that for all living beings. And we breathe. And in this moment we rest and allow the music to move through us as we ponder and contemplate our oneness and our expression. And we do this in the silence. Breathing in all that is good, all that is growth, all that is God. We say thank you, Spirit. And we open our minds now to words of wisdom. We soften our hearts and we say thank you, Spirit. And so it is. And so we let it be. Namaste, my friends.
Hi, everybody. Hey, it's Steve Dohse here. I'm just so pleased to be back and sharing some time with Unity Church here in Flagstaff. And hey, I just want to, my message today is going to be a lot of complaining, okay? And I just hope that really blesses you. I just want to complain a lot. And then I also just want to talk about what I don't believe. And I just hope that really inspires you, that you'll know everything that I don't believe, okay? And so, yeah, so I just want to, I'm here on a Wednesday after Easter, and you know, I used to be a pastor in the Christian church, and Easter was the big day. I mean, it was the day of days, the biggest of days, and something that was always so important to me. And this year, I forgot that Easter was happening last week, and until my wife said, "Oh man, I wish we were doing something with our kids for Easter," I was like, "Oh, when is that?" She's like, "Tomorrow," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I'm pretty far removed from that old Christian background, but I'll tell you what, and when I was a pastor, man, we would put on shows and events and plays and all that kind of stuff, and I'm so glad I'm not doing that anymore. Woohoo! But anyway, hey, I did want to talk a little bit about things pertaining to what Easter really is about the resurrection of Jesus Christ and, you know, the thoughts around that. And you know, I just want to say today that I'm not sure, you know, these tenets of the faith that are so important in Christianity, like the virgin birth and the physical resurrection of Jesus, I'm not sure if any of that ever happened. And so I can't say I believe in that anymore. I'm talking about kind of today about what I don't believe. And I hope that doesn't offend anybody, but I just don't know if Jesus physically resurrected or not. And I don't know if he was born of a virgin. But I do want to talk about today how I'm inspired by the ideas that come with those things. In my own way, how I've adopted thinking about those things. Back in the Christian church, you had to be born again because the first time you were born in sin and you were no good. And I just want to say, I do not believe that anymore. I believe that you were born awesome and beautiful and perfect. And I think that's something that you can just celebrate about, that you were born unique and amazing, okay? And if you have to be born again, it's not a decision that you have to make for God or else. It's a decision that you get to make for yourself because you're deciding to start a fresh beginning. And that can be like fresh flowers popping out of the ground this spring and having new life coming forth. And so I kind of look at it that way these days. It's like, I just have to resurrect a little bit out of the old and into the new, or be just kind of born afresh and anew into my way of living, because the way that I've been living hasn't been satisfying. Maybe something along those lines, Or maybe the resurrection can be about choosing, instead of, you have to die to yourself and you have to die to, all your wickedness and evil. Maybe you would just choose to, bury something that hasn't been serving you. Or maybe you would choose to die to something like maybe a relationship, the way that it's going. And it doesn't mean you cut off that relationship, but maybe you're just going to be born again into a new way that you operate in that relationship. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you would just say, I need to die to this old thinking, or this negative thinking, or this down thinking, and I need to rise up and raise up into a new positive way of thinking, because this fear and this worry just hasn't been serving me well these days. And so I want to maybe resurrect into some positive thinking. And, I was thinking the other day, man, I sure have been playing the victim a lot. It's like, oh, woe is me. The weather has messed up my schedule for my building business and this and that. And I just got into this victim mentality, And instead I was like, how about I die to that, and I resurrect into a solutions mentality instead of a victim mentality, And then when some of my customers come with their victim mentality, I can say, oh, I understand, and I know what you mean, and I'm so sorry, and let's come up with a solution, and just what's the best way we can get into a solution? And they're like, no, I still want to complain and gripe about my situation. I'm like, yeah, I totally understand, that's fine and all that, but solutions, let's go with solutions. And so I've been really operating in some of that victim mentality myself, and I've been operating, to be honest, in some of that anxiousness and that fear over the last few months. And so this message is really for me today to die to that and resurrect into newness of thinking and newness of my mentality and my thoughts and how they're serving me these days. I don't know about you, but I get thoughts that just come out of nowhere, man. And it's just like, what if this happens? And I'm like, where's that coming from? You know what I mean? And they just come all the time, And so I have to kind of be on it when it comes to taking every thought captive, which is another biblical verse. It's like, take every thought captive, And is this thought serving me, And so if it's not serving, I have the opportunity, not because God says I have to, but I have the opportunity to kill that thing and bury it and get into a thought process that is fresh and new and good for my soul and for my brain, and for my beingness, And so I just really wanted to talk about that today because I feel like the old Christian way of you're no good and you need to die to yourself, that's not true. You are awesome. You are amazing, and you're unique and special just the way you are. You don't need to be born again because you were born wrong the first time. But if you do need to change some things, then you get to choose to do that. And I was thinking, every day is a day of resurrection. Every day is a day that you can be born again. Or for that matter, if half the day's messed up, every other half a day or every moment is a chance for renewal of the mind and renewal of your beingness. I've been telling myself for a long time that I need to work out more. Is anybody with me on that? You know what I'm saying? And I have to tell myself that every day because every day stuff comes my way that says, yeah, you're not going to work out today. You're not going to make it happen. You're just too busy and it's not who you are and you're lazy or whatever. And I'm like, nope, that's not who I am going to work out today. And then so I speak forth those new thoughts after the old ones come and then I got to put it into action. You know what I mean? I'm still working on that part, just so you know. And so, but it starts with the renewal of the mind. I wanted to share that I've also been in a victim mentality because I have White Dove Coffee in Flagstaff, Arizona, one of the best coffee shops in the world. And so what happens with this pandemic is there's mask or no mask when it comes to the people that come in the door. Has anybody had to deal with mask or no mask? Where are you in this situation? And man, I've been complaining, I've been upset because I have people that come in and go, I can't believe you're making us wear a mask. I mean, what's up with that? And then I have other people come in and go, if you don't make your people wear a mask, we're never coming back. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, people, please help me out. I'm doing my best. I don't know what I believe. I'm dead serious. I'm talking about what I don't believe today. I don't believe in masks, or I do believe in masks. I don't know what I believe. Okay, there's so many voices. But I do know that I have a coffee shop and I'm trying to serve the whole public. And so I'm doing the best I can with what people are saying I should do. And so it's like, okay, well, we made the mask mandatory and now in Arizona, the mask isn't mandatory. So, it's like, what do? I got customers and employees that want to keep the mask and I got people who want to get rid of the mask. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. And so here's my word of advice. And I'm just complaining because I'm so upset about this whole thing. But my word of advice to you, if you care, is if you don't want to wear a mask or you don't think people should wear a mask, that's great. You know what I mean? Or if you think they really should, that's great. But don't try to impose whatever your thinking is on the businesses because we're stuck in the middle sometimes. Can I just vent a little bit? I hope this is inspiring you. I hope you are being so blessed by my dilemma and my complaining. But I just wanted to get that off my chest today. I hope that helps you a lot. It really helped me a lot right there, okay? So I don't know what I believe about that. I really don't. I mean, I could go with, no, the science says masks really help. It's right on. Everybody should wear a mask. It's thinking about others. I kind of tend to move in that direction. But I also hear what other people are saying. It's like, yeah, these masks don't work, people blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, oh, I don't know if you're done with it or not. But I have decided to change my thinking. And instead of getting upset about it, I've decided to enjoy everybody's differences of opinion and then just make my decision about what I'm going to do with my White Dove Coffee Shop, okay? So if you come by the White Dove Coffee Shop, you'll know my decision, okay? And so anyway, I just wanted to let you know that. That was just a shameless promotion right there, trying to get you to come drink some coffee at White Dove. But anyway, hey, the main message today is it's really all about right now and every moment of every day having the mindset to be able to know, to understand that you can change your destiny, you can change your direction, you can change your thinking, you can change what's happening in your life. I really thought about relationships today. And so I may be speaking to some of you directly today about relationships. There may be a situation where you really can't get out of a relationship, or you don't think you can, but you feel stuck in a relationship. I just want to try to empower you today, because I understand it. I understand how relationships with family or friends or whatever can go awry in many ways. And I just want to tell you that you have the power to change the relationship. You don't even have to get out of it, but you do have the power on what you're going to receive or what you're going to give to that relationship. And I know there's a lot of people who are in relationships where sometimes you get bullied, or sometimes there's just maybe no respect. Maybe there's a situation where you're being talked down to, and you feel like, this person feels like they're above you. There's so many scenarios in relationships. And I just thought, wow, this is a great opportunity to die to, and if you can understand, not necessarily die to that relationship, but die to the way you're operating in that relationship. What you are allowing or not allowing to happen in that relationship. And choosing to not be bullied and say, it's not going to happen anymore. And you make a conscious decision to stand your ground in certain circumstances. And I'm telling you, there's a resurrection that comes with that. It might be volcanic. It might be hard because the other person's not going to like you if you stand up for yourself, or if you make a decision to respect yourself or whatever. It might be a little rough for a while, but guess what? You can make the decision, like I did with my coffee shop situation, to just go, interesting. If these people aren't getting their way, they get really upset. I'm just going to make my decision of what is supportive of my life and what's good for me and what I believe is good for the people around me. And if the other people are all volcanic and freak out about it, I'm just going to go, wow, that's really interesting. And stand my ground on what I believe I need to do for myself. Does that make sense today? So I want you to be born again into that really respect for yourself and really serving yourself. Man, back in the Christian church, it was like, no, you don't serve yourself, you serve others. And it's all about serving others. And that's great. But I really think that message is missing the fact of how we really do need to serve ourselves in this day, and make sure that we're healthy and make sure that we're not being taken for granted or taken advantage of. That's really a part of my message today that I hope you can resurrect into a new life in those areas of relationships and be born again into the freshness of how it feels, to start to respect yourself, to start to stand up for yourself, to start to love yourself, if you will, today. All right, so I think that's pretty much most of my message, except I do want to say there was one thing that I remember, this verse in the Bible where Paul says, if there is no resurrection, then our faith is in vain. And I just have to say that I don't believe that. Okay, remember I was telling you I was going to talk about all the things I don't believe. If I was Jesus, I would be like, what about all the other good stuff I did? You know what I mean? Did I have to resurrect physically from the dead for this all to work? Did you ever walk on the water or raise the dead? How about that? Well, I don't even know if he really did those things either, to be honest, because I tried to walk on the water once and I tried to raise the dead. Complete failure. Okay, so maybe he did, maybe he didn't, you know what I mean? But I do believe that the resurrection story is something for us we can gain a lot from it. The born again story, we can gain a lot from it, even if it didn't really happen 100%, like it's been taught. And I also think all the other stuff that Jesus teaches about is there's so much good, and there's so much good, faithful things in there. So whether you believe in Noah's Ark and physical resurrections and Jesus was born of a virgin or all that, to me, it actually doesn't matter as much as the message and the inspiration that comes with those stories. if you will, today. So that's my message today. I hope you were inspired by my complaining and what I don't believe. Hey, love y'all. Have a good one. We'll see you later.
Good morning, Unity of Flagstaff. This is Expression by Devotion. I am an expression of the Spirit, of the Spirit. I am an expression of the Spirit, of the Spirit. A beautiful expression of the Spirit, magnificent expression of the Spirit, a unique, unrepeatable expression of God,
A unique, unrepeatable expression of God.
a unique, unrepeatable expression of God.
A unique, unrepeatable expression of God.
I am an expression of the Spirit,
of the Spirit,
of the Spirit.
of the Spirit.
I am an expression of the Spirit,
of the Spirit,
of the Spirit.
of the Spirit.
Right time,
Right time,
right place.
right place,
An expression
an expression
of the Spirit.
and Spirit.
I'm fabulous.
I'm fabulous.
I got it.
I got it.
An expression
An expression
of the Spirit.
of the Spirit.
A unique, unrepeatable expression of God.
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 I am an expression
An expression
of the Spirit,
of the Spirit,
of the Spirit.
of the Spirit.
I am an expression
An expression
of the Spirit,
of the Spirit,
of the Spirit.
of the Spirit,
Of the
Spirit.
We miss you guys.